Goat fans, we are back in the Goatrage. I'm the big man, and this is the greatest of all time podcast show, Goat Radio. We have a wicked lineup for the next pod here. Nucci is with us. What's up, brother?
Not too much, man. Just enjoying the first football NFL weekend. And we got a couple guests I haven't done a pod with yet, and a first-timer as well.
Yeah, we got your bro here, Marco Fanucci, a.k.a. Lucky Nucciano.
What's up, big man?
What's up, brother? It's good to have you in the Goater.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here.
What do you think of the place?
I love it, man. It's like a blast to the past a little bit,
For sure.
you know, but like nothing but good memories and sports highlights, big moments.
And
That's
honestly,
all that comes to mind.
the Goatrage just wouldn't be the Goatrage without the man I got in front of me, Bobic, the Memorabilia Man, Bobic.
How's it going, big man?
What's
Nucci and Gucci.
Yeah, you know what? I say to all the guests that come on, you're the greatest at getting the artifacts. Just that that Fedorov boot,
Game worn, baby.
signed game worn Sergei Fedorov boot.
It's one of a kind, yeah.
That might be one of the coolest things in here, that's for sure.
Probably the nastiest skate of all time.
Yeah, it is pretty.
Bring
nutty.
it back.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we have a cool little debate pod today. Nucci actually brought it up to me about a week ago. You were talking about it with your buddies. But first things first, the Goat fans know the drill. We got to say what we're wearing. Okay?
Hey, guys, it's Bobic. I'm wearing the Goat Radio shirt, support. And just want to throw in there, I ordered a Kyle shirt also with the Goat Radio emblem, so I'm waiting for that to come in. And good job to him on that W.
Wow. Caio Bigfoot Machado, friend of the pod.
And I'm having a Guinness, sorry.
You're having a Guinness.
Yeah.
Awesome. Lucky, Gucci, Nucciano.
Yes, sir.
What are you wearing, brother?
I got a PSG, Paris Saint-Germain Verratti jersey on. One of my favorite players for a while for Italy, and it's too bad he didn't play in Italy, but you know, I think he's done nothing but good things for us. And this jersey is was too sick when they came out.
Yeah.
You know,
Great colors. Great color combo with the dark blue.
yeah.
Just signed a nice deal in Saudi Arabia too now, so
Wow.
he's making some big dough.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got wearing? You repping your team, Nooch?
Yeah, like I said, it's football Sunday, the first one of the week 1. We got the Cowboys-Giants game on in the background here. It's an absolute stomping already, 26-0 at halftime. I got the Dallas Cowboys third jersey here. Unfortunately, it's Ezekiel Elliott, who's no longer on the squad, but
Yeah.
I'll have to replace it with maybe one of the new studs they got now, and yeah, I love it.
All right, boys. I'm wearing one of my favorite wrestling shirts in the Goatrage. It is the Bill Goldberg.
Yes,
How
sir.
wicked is this one? One
So
of
sick.
the absolute best wrestlers during the WCW time. It was either him or Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
It's awesome.
If you got jackhammered or speared, it was over.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Jackhammer
The
was
jackhammer.
his move.
Yeah, the jackhammer, and then
And the
that
spear.
first he would spear him.
Yeah.
What was the? Yeah, I remember the Goldberg spear, but what
Yeah.
was the jackhammer like? Like
He lifted the guy up straight up
Yeah.
like a pencil,
Yeah.
and then just boom,
And
slammed
sometimes
him down.
to be like show how strong he is, he'd hold him there for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
oh, like
Yeah,
hold them
yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the short, like by their
Yes.
shorts.
Yeah.
And he
Yeah.
was doing it to big dudes like Razor Ramon and
I think
stuff.
he did
I
it to
remember
Big Show
that.
one time. too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
That was mental.
And then boys, we're wearing some rings here. They just got in today. And I'm wearing the 6-for-6 championship ring, Jordan 98 ring. 72 wins, I believe, for this one. Tough to
Yeah.
beat that.
Yeah, these are cool, man. When I saw them, I just had to try a couple of them on. I got the 93, the first three-peat.
Okay, yeah.
Pretty cool with the Bulls red logo there. They were a lot simpler back then, as you can see from a couple of the other ones that are in here. But yeah, I think this one stood out to me. It's
What
pretty
year?
cool.
What year you wearing?
I got my born year actually, 91, 92 Bulls.
Okay.
ring. I think it's a beautiful one with just says the Bulls on it, but it's classy, you know. Had to go with that.
I don't even know what year this is, but it's one of the Brady championship Patriots rings that doesn't really fit, but we're good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Dynasty.
The size of that compared to like these.
I was just saying that the progression,
from
like
20 years or 30 years
how
before.
small they were to like how just massive they are now, right?
It's funny. We're gonna have in the future. We're gonna have a cool pod about MJ and Brady's careers, which is better, and we're all gonna be swagged out with their rings. It's gonna be pretty sweet. All right, guys. Let's talk about what we came here for, and the debate question is this: the sport that is hardest to be the GOAT in. Okay. Let me say that again. The sport that is hardest to be the GOAT in. So, Nucci, that doesn't necessarily mean what is the hardest sport.
Yeah, exactly. This just kind of came up around the fire on the long weekend there. Just a bunch of fellas talking about sports as we do, and that's why we kind of do this, right? This is what we do naturally, and it came up as just like, you're always thinking, I was a hockey player, and we've all played hockey in here. We think of that as like the hardest sport to play because you have to be able to skate.
Okay.
Nobody can just like step on the ice and just start playing hockey. Like you can go grab a basketball and attempt at shooting basketballs. You can kick a soccer ball, all that kind of stuff. But to be able to actually play hockey, you need to be able to skate first, which is kind of what makes it the hardest to actually play and get up and play. But this has a little different kind of twist to it.
So is it kind of like, was it harder for MJ, Brady, Tiger, Gretzky? Is that kind of the gist?
Yeah, like which of the sports is the hardest to be the GOAT at? And to be the GOAT, you have to meet all those criteria that we've listed before. To be able to be a GOAT, you have to be the best at your sport for a long period of time. And to achieve many things in that sport. And some, like we said, some are harder to play because of the skills you need, and some are harder because maybe it's an individual sport and you can't rely on someone else to bring you up or, feed you apples to snipe genos and things like that. So it's, that's kind of what I think. It's to be one of those guys. Which one of those guys had the harder road to get to that point and to be able to stay at that level to be the GOAT?
Okay.
I think the 1-versus-1 sports like tennis today, I think that just directly depends on if you have a bad day and you're Gretzky and Curry's wheeling that day, it helps out, or your teammates, or on the other flip side of that, you have great defense and you have no forwards, so you're losing games. But like what Novak did today, it's just you and the other guy. You got to make sure you're hydrated. You got to make sure you're going, you're sleeping. It's just you and him. There's nothing else. You're playing on the same court. Sure, maybe the sun's in your eyes, but you switch sides or whatever. I think those are the hardest because there's nothing you can say. Like our goalie was shit today, in my opinion. So I think those are the toughest to win. But also not taken away from like basketball. There's in basketball and hockey and whatever, there's so many different variables, so it's almost even harder to win because everyone has to get up and play. You can be Michael Jordan, play on the Grizzlies, and you're not going to win shit, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So yeah, it's a tough question, like you said. There's a lot of twists to it, but for me, I think one-on-one sports are probably the hardest individually, right? Because you have to practice, you have to put in your skill. You can't rely on anyone else.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's my take on it.
So, what's the sport? One-on-one? Are you saying tennis?
I think tennis, and just knowing, like I was mentioning on the group chat the other day. Remember, these guys lose like 3 or 4 liters every hour. So, it's tough to, these guys are like dropping. Remember the creatine that you posted? Creatina, yeah. So these guys it's tough out there, especially if it's hot. Yeah, they're playing in some heat and whatever. I think that's probably one of the hardest sports. You're running for 3-4 hours, right? And you get like maybe 2-minute break in between sets.
So what I'm getting from that is the factor of sports difficulty is a factor.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
That's one of the factors. So I'm looking at team sports versus individual sports right now, right? And then I'm going to take away the team sports in this because I tell you why. Like MJ's dynasty here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other players who added to his greatness. He's not winning a championship on his own.
He's not, but he's making everyone great around him too,
Yeah,
right?
he had guys like Rodman getting his rebounds, his side man Pippen. He's not winning that on his own. Like Brady, he plays on one side of the ball.
Yep.
His greatness is added by guys like Gronk, Edelman. So, do you get what I'm saying? There's other players involved in becoming the GOAT for team sports.
But basically, like, are we trying to say, like, how hard it is to make, like, this sport also? Like, how hard is it to actually make the sport, but then also be the GOAT in that sport? Whether it's team or individual.
That's a great factor.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Because, you can separate the teams and like I said, the individual sports, but at the end of the day, it's like which sport is hard to just be like to make it to the pros.
There's a lot that goes into it. Let's say like the Canucks, they're selling seats or whatever. We've had so many talks about this. They don't care about winning that much. They just want to fill the seats and making bank, right? But if the team like the Chicago, like the Blackhawks, when they had the dynasty, they brought in great players, they drafted good players, and they kept them and they paid them, right? So if the owners and the organization doesn't really care too much about winning and bringing ships home, it's not the players' fault. Even they could be great, but they could need that one piece, that like good solid stay home defenseman or that good backup goalie. So there's so much.
But that's what also makes those GOATs even greater of a team sport, to achieve that where it's not all just on them. Like if football was a individual sport, like Brady could have easily done it, but he still had to, like you said, on one side of the ball, all he could do was on that side of the ball.
So how do you measure? You can't really measure the GOAT in football. It's so positional.
Well, they check off box those.
We're measuring the
boxes,
leader
right?
of the team is the quarterback. Do you know what I mean?
But to be able to do it for so long too, like I looked at it on both sides, individual sport and team sport guys. To be the GOAT in a team sport, there's so much practice that goes into it for your individually to make yourself the best. Then you make others around you better, and you still might not win.
Yeah.
But then you have these guys on team sports that win multiple championships. That I think is very, very difficult to do in a team sport, to be actually the top and win. Yeah. Because there's been a lot of great players, but they haven't won those championships or multiple championships. So, but then I also went on the individual side, and like Bobby was saying, tennis. I went golf. Like what Tiger was able to achieve and that stretch of greatness that he had is actually mind-blowing, to be at the top of that sport for so long.
Very true.
We haven't seen anyone really get close to that, and of that kind of level of dominance since Tiger, and shows how hard golf is. Now we see really good golfers, but they're number one for 6 months, and then someone else comes in as number one. Like no one has stayed at that number one level, one major after major after major for such a period of time like Tiger did. So I think that was to be consistently and stay at that level. Guys are sick. They'll win a major, they'll be in the top 10, a couple top 5s in a year. Then the next year, all of a sudden, they can't make cuts. They're coming out of the tournament after 2 days and just totally out of contention. And then all of a sudden, then they make a little comeback again. But no one can stay at that level like Tiger did. And like you said about an individual sport, no one can assist you to drive your game. It's all in your head. Yeah, you have coaches and things like that, but it's all you. And mentally, that is such a big thing about individual sports, and that's why I think it's harder to achieve that greatness and stay at that GOAT level, because it's all on you, man.
Yeah.
In a way, it's right though, because let's say if you're dialed in, you just control that, and then you're dialed in. Like you said, I didn't even think about Tiger. He just ruled for like so long, and he was zoned in.
Yeah, but I don't agree with golf. Hell no. Because you know why? It's not that I'm not passionate about golf or anything. If I'm going to call someone, like, it can't be golf. There is not enough physicality for golf to be in that zone for me. If I'm looking at an individual sport, I'm looking at a sport where you're racing others. Michael Phelps, swimming.
Solid.
Usain Bolt, racing. And how they did it from Olympics to Olympics to Olympics. Like 16 years.
Yeah.
Michael Phelps especially.
Yeah, he was fucking unreal.
Okay, and this is why I say this. I remember watching him in the Olympics. He was saying how when he was training, it's 90% physical, 10% mental. But when you get to the Olympics, when you get to the actual race, it's only 10% physical. It's 90% mental. Because when you get to that elite level, the physical part of it's not going to win you.
Yeah, you already put in all the work months before.
The
right?
physical thing is not going to win you it because everyone's at an elite level. That's what he said. He's like, it's all about up here in the mind. And he did that every time. And I think you're doing that consistently every 4 years against 20 other guys. I think it's the pressure, the mentality is at another level.
Yeah.
And you're doing it at a global level. Yeah, golf.
I think you can go John Jones too for, absolutely shit kicking everyone day in, day out for like 10, 15 years. So
For a decade.
yeah, that's one-on-one as pure as it gets. So it just depends on where we want to say golf is not a sport because it's obviously a sport. They're making billions of dollars. It's just more mental and less physical golf. So, and if you want to go on the extreme side of that, then go John Jones is you got to prepare. This guy was giving her a week before and still smashing people out. Yeah. So it's a really good topic actually. It's just there's so many different variables.
I was going to say MMA is insane.
Yeah, I would just say going just bit when you guys asked that topic, it's what's the hardest sport to actually make it in first? That's what I was gonna go based off of.
Okay.
Because I feel just to make that sport to the top level, having all those sports that you guys just mentioned, it's and we're all gonna probably say which one, right? Eventually, or are we just kind of.
Maybe.
Yeah, we're kind of it's hard because
I think we should at the end. Yeah.
You said, hockey is so hard to win even one championship, 7-game series all season, 82 hard games, and then getting ready for playoffs. You're just getting smashed, your body's shit kicked, and then you could potentially play 4 7-game series to win one cup, right? And then you got Shen got sent off to Tampa and won 2 cups, or you could do it like that.
Are you also saying golf because you gotta have the insane accuracy, precision. You gotta have all these insane skills as well it's kind of rare. Is that?
To be obviously playing golf, I can understand and appreciate how hard it would be to be in the top 100 golfers in the world, or I can't even think about what it's like to be number one and to actually continuously be number one for so long. Like Tiger did. He didn't win every tournament. He probably played every week or every other week for the golf season during the time he was playing in his prime. Mm-hmm. But he didn't win every week because that's how hard golf is. Yeah. And to be able to, like you said, individually be able to keep yourself in a 4-day long event. It's not just like a 10-second race like a sprint is, or a individual race in swimming,
or one day like a tennis
things
match
like
in
that.
4 or 5
but
hours.
I feel like that's way more intense mentally.
But to be able to do it for 4 days,
I think you have to come
in
back,
a row,
prepare every day mentally, every day.
You know what? You train for years. You got to perform for 20 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what the hard thing
in an
in golf
Olympic
is?
event, yeah.
Yeah, hard thing in golf is if you shoot a shit round, but you're
done.
still good. If you can mentally be like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna suck shit tomorrow, and then you can come back and still have a good tournament, or you could potentially win. Yeah. Or you can just completely just be
not have it that day.
Oh my god, now you ruined the rest of the 3 days. So I know where he's coming from. It's hard, but
I get what Loesch was saying too about the physicality in that sport. But there's a lot of Carlo was saying, or Nucci was saying, there's a lot of goats that they say that they play that sport. Even MJ says the guy would ask him in an interview, why do you like this sport so much? And he's like, it's the one sport that like he's like I fucking hated it, you know, and it was so hard, and it's such a hard sport that it just was addicting to a guy like that who just needs to win all the time.
Yeah.
So I get it, and then there's guys like Canelo too that like they just all love it, you know, and there's something to say there. But like I get what you're saying too, right?
It's a toughie, guys. Should we conclude with what
another
sport?
thing is too, like with soccer too, we didn't mention that either.
True.
But that's one sport where it's like, man, it's like we're talking about sports that I guess, you know, it is global too about those other ones, but for soccer it's like every country,
It's actually global.
all over the world.
It's not just
It's insanely
It's
global.
mental.
Yeah, it's the only sport
It's
that's
mental.
played almost every country.
NFL, NBA, it's a niche. North
Yeah.
America, they get European
Yes.
guys, but more than billions of people are playing soccer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to crack it at that, to actually make it.
The amount of competition
talking-
you have.
Look at Messi, the best player of all time. I mean, arguably maybe Maradona and him, but he just won it because he had a good group this time. He was way better before, and he won it with just a good supporting crew and like Martinez and all those guys. Like they showed up and they won.
Career.
Yeah, and late in his career, so he could have went down as the greatest ever because it's if you don't win a World Cup because Maradona won one.
Oh, the big man will make sure
You know what I mean?
to let you know that
That's what I mean.
if you don't win the big one.
Yeah.
Are you talking about Maldini?
No,
Ronaldo.
it's your GOAT criteria, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If you didn't win it, it would still maybe be a Ronaldo, Messi.
But it's like
100%. If none of them won, the World Cup, I was hoping no one would win, so we can still rumble about it.
Yeah, now it's done. Now it's laid to rest. There's no.
No, it's in
There's
discussion.
No,
It's
Messi
true.
won Copa.
he should have won Copa though, like many more.
Yeah,
times.
of course. Yeah, and then Ronaldo won Euro,
Yeah.
but he's got a World Cup. That's insane. It's not. Those don't come around. The last one was
It's the way it
70
happened.
something for in Argentina, 76 or 70. I can't remember when it was, but that's. Oh no, was it 80s?
80s.
80, 84?
86.
80s? Oh, 86. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, with Maradona. So it's just.
Maradinza.
Yeah.
So guys, there's no real answer to this one. It can keep on going.
Oh yeah, everyone will have their
And
opinion, which is the beauty about it.
Yeah.
It's a never-ending debate.
The beauty of the GOAT Radio that we engage with the GOAT fans. That's what makes us different than any other pod. So we encourage you to send in your thoughts about this topic.
That was a good one.
Or
That
maybe
was
how
really
you
good.
define it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you see it. Everyone's gonna have their own. Everyone's played different sports. Maybe we haven't got to the level that these people did, but
We're all kind of
You
pretty
appreciate
evenly
all these
split
sports, right?
And different, like
Yeah.
golf and hockey or soccer and like we all kind of was split. So
100%. So can we just say what sport? Just get it down to one
Yeah.
sport for
We're
each
gonna
of
go,
us.
we're gonna go around.
One sport
for
for
each.
each of us.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I'll just have a little stat here just to emphasize my answers. The percentage of golfers that break par in their lifetime. So actually, par 72 is, let's say, the score on the course. The people that can actually break that once in their lifetime is 0.05% of all golfers.
Wow.
And you have to think about that. Golf is played worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
Just the amount of people, the small percentage of golfers that have actually broken par, that break par, and then think about the guys that do it on a regular basis and win at a regular basis. So for me, it's golf.
Okay. Gucci.
Yeah, for myself, I had a little battle. It was between football, like culture, or boxing. I'm gonna go with boxing, just because it is that single sport. But just in boxing, and especially the way it is now with UFC like taking over, but like the way it was back in the day, it's like to actually be the best in boxing, like the guys who make money nowadays, you have to be so good. Like you have to be so good to even start making money at all. And there's so many good boxers.
And then do you know what
that we don't even know?
Do you know what the number one ranked most difficult sport is? It's boxing.
Yeah.
According to ESPN.
Exactly.
It's so technical.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's mine.
Memorabilia Man. What are you picking?
I'm gonna stick with my original pick. I'm gonna go with Novak's Djokovic.
Djokovic. And
Yeah.
speaking of Novak, GOAT history today, 24th major. And we put out a post. If you don't think he's the GOAT, no judgment, because
There will be judgment.
there's no judgment.
There's really not much there to say after that.
We want to hear why.
Yeah.
Just straight up, just for future pods. I want to hear. We want to hear those opinions for sure, because there's a lot of them.
Make sure they're good questions.
All right. For me, guys, I'm going with the sport that you have to race or battle another opponent, and I'm going with the swimming or the track. So my goats are Phelps and Usain Bolt.
Michael Phelps.
I thought about that hard, but
I think Phelps was how many? He had like 20 something.
Mental. Yeah.
20 something medal, like Olympic gold medals. It was ridiculous.
he could be the most
8-year run.
dominant athlete ever.
Yeah, have you guys seen that guy's hands and feet?
Yeah,
They're like
it's
they're like double the size of a normal person for that height. They're like,
And he
his
did it-
hands are like they're like that big. It's like they're like legit flippers.
And he did it smoking fucking
Yeah, he's smoking reef. Yeah,
smoking the ganja.
Yeah. Okay, guys, we're going to answer some questions from the Goat fans' Global Goat Fire. Continue to shoot us your messages. We want to know what floats your goat. Okay, guys, you like that one, eh? Memorabilia Man? We got a wicked question. The Goat fans are getting it. They know we love our food. Nucci?
Oh yeah.
And Debbie H is asking your top 5 cold cut meats. Wow.
Oof.
Brings back
Some good ones,
insanely wicked memories.
Weekly memories, just
Weekly
parent,
memories.
parents bringing home the stack of cold cuts from the local deli
Oh,
with the fresh buns and just
just
Making a
Tony
nutty-
Soprano anxiety attacks.
just gabagooled right out, eh?
making just nutty sangies, man.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
one was
it's
very easy for me. I didn't even need to do any research.
Yeah, this one was hard for
nothing.
me because we
Yeah.
didn't really have.
I just think about what I'm putting on mine every Sunday.
Exactly.
I
when
see
I'm
your.
making a
I see
panini.
it when
Every
when
Sunday.
you do the fridge rating.
This is tough for the Memorabilia Man because you don't eat meat right now. For how many years now?
10 years, almost 10 years.
Wow.
But I did eat a lot of meat for the first 30 years of my life.
Okay.
So I got some experience.
How about you give us your top 5 right now?
Okay, I'll just give you guys the ones that actually, because we don't have too many like cold cuts and stuff like that. But so we had, it's called kalbas, and it's like a mortadella. It's the same thing with pistachios in it, exactly the same thing. And then I had I used to.
Is that your number 1?
That's my number one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my number one. And then salami. I used to have just crazy salami sandwiches, and
Is it any type of salami?
no, just spicy
Oh,
Somali. Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
that's
And then
Spicy Somali.
Somalis.
Spicy.
I used to have them at the what's that? La Grota.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, that
best.
like
Vacation Steve.
Nutty Sangies.
I got
Shouting
shown that
one out.
place by a friend of mine, Jenna Bove. Shout out to them, they're awesome. And Mike, her grandpa used to go there, and said this place is awesome. He used to go there, and I don't know if they still have them, those round sangies.
Oh, the focaccia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God,
Unreal.
delicious. But anyway, yeah. So I had that, and then that was my second. And then in Montreal, everyone was talking about the sandwich place and whatever. We went there, and then they had this crazy spit roast meat, and it was just like the best cold cut. Like it was like thick.
Like rotisserization.
Yeah, exactly. And we killed it there. Like we went nonstop. So it was
What
It
were
was
you
like,
getting on your sangies in Costa Rica?
in
'Cause you never left the
Costa Rica,
compound.
you know what? It was just Subway, like just
Oh.
cold cut trio. Yeah, nasty. There weren't
wow.
not much there. Not much there. So yeah, that's it. I'm probably like 3 or 4. I used to get what did I get? I got this one. What's that shitty meat? The cold cut that everyone used to get. Like it's like a really crappy
Bologna.
bologna.
Oh.
Jesus, when we first moved to Canada,
Bologna.
Bologna?
Bologna.
I got a slice of that with ketchup for like 3 years straight, and then I was like, "Fuck, I can't eat."
No
this.
wonder you don't eat meat anymore.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have
yeah.
PTSD from that.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. So that's my picks. They're not very great, but yeah,
All right, I'll go. I'll let the Italians go last because you guys know,
yeah, they're gonna kill it.
know
Yeah.
your stuff. Okay, my number 5, I'm going to go with the straight up legendary straight turkey. Okay?
Solid.
Straight turkey.
That's good.
Yeah.
Like
The
roast,
Turk.
Straight up oven roasted,
oven roasted
turkey.
turkey. Okay.
And you know what?
Roasterization.
A little bit of that with, maybe some pesto
Yeah.
and some oily peppers, maybe some eggplant.
Some var.
Hey, back in the day, a lot of these are from back in the day, right?
Yeah.
I don't eat too much. You know, back in the day, we were getting barbecue rib at Subway, you know, double meat. What was that even meat?
Nutty.
No, man, that was brutal.
What the hell was that? It was
That was
unreal,
brutal.
but
Yeah.
like a squished puck.
Yeah,
Oh
it was
my God.
weird. Yeah.
Okay, turkey.
Squished pug.
Number 4 is the soprassato, spicy.
Sopressata.
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 Yeah.
So that's the spicy salami.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, you can get sopressata, and that's just not spicy.
Yeah,
or
you can get-
picante, which is spicy.
You like the hot sopressata?
Picanta, buddy.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
get that.
It's the best.
Yeah. And then I'm going with wicked on pizza, capocolo.
Yeah.
The
Nice.
Capocolo.
gabagool.
the Tony Soprano
Yes.
special.
Yeah.
That's good. And then honestly, this one I probably had the most back in the day is the mortadella.
Yeah.
That with a little Portuguese bun.
Ooh.
And then my number one, guys, one of the most versatile meats, the prosciutto.
Yes.
Prosciutto, there's honestly,
That was just great.
That's
nice
goat.
and salty.
that's goat
Yeah.
for me. How about you, Nucci?
That one is my. Actually, that's in there. But my number one.
Go
Is this
go
so-
from number 5.
Oh, number 5.
Go number
Okay.
5 to 1. Then it's
So number 5.
suspenseful. Yeah.
That's why I didn't know you went backwards. So
Yeah.
turkey was your number 1. I
No.
thought I was like, wow.
No.
You went from 5 to 1.
So my number 5 is the prosciutto cotto.
Oh.
It is basically ham,
Yeah.
like European ham. It's not like it's cooked, so it's not cured. So it's more like a ham.
Okay.
Is it like that Spanish one that they peel off kind of thing? Is that like?
No, that's another one that I have
Oh,
on
okay,
mine.
okay. Sorry, I'm
It's
fucking
just
up your
it's
list.
basically
Yeah.
ham. It's prosciutto, but like
Okay.
It's more ham.
cooked,
style.
not cured, like just dry cured
Okay,
like
okay.
that. It's basically ham or European ham. It's
Yeah.
sometimes written as.
European.
Okay.
My number 4 is jamón ibérico, which is the Spanish. Very thin. It's almost shiny when they cut it.
Metallic?
Yeah,
You know those metallic meats in the roast beef sometimes?
they like
They shave
slice it right
Yeah.
off the leg.
Oh,
okay.
It's usually in a holder where the
I've
leg's
seen
right
that.
there, and they slice it out. It comes in little like square pieces.
Big in Spain.
It's like
right?
glistening when they cut it. It's-
Sweating.
Yeah,
Whoa.
the pigs that they get it from roam in these I think it's walnut or something, acorn tree fields.
That's
and
what they
all
say, eh?
that's all they eat.
That's what they're telling you.
No, that's what they eat, man.
They're in a
And,
little barn.
Free range.
Yeah.
you know, if it's got the stamp, then
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
got to go through all the approval levels, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, no, they eat acorns. Apparently, it has like a truffly almost
Acorns.
kind of
Ace corns.
Ace.
So that one's Spanish ham. My other 4 are all Italian ones. Number 3 is the mortadella.
Mhm.
Unbelievable, thinly sliced. It's usually one in the sandwich, one in your mouth, one in the sandwich, one in your mouth as you're making your sangi.
Wow. Great
Fucking
description
mart.
there, Nucci.
Maybe sometimes they have the pistachio pieces in it too. And then number 2, prosciutto.
Yep.
Just like you said, that one needs to be nicely thin cut. So I've had it sometimes where it's just like hits your mouth and melts. Prosciutto is like unbelievable.
Yeah.
But because I like spice, I had to put the sopressata picante in there.
Mm.
If I'm building a sandwich, it's sopressata picante, prosciutto, and mortadella. Those are my 3 that I want on my goat panine.
Yeah. Good one. Good breakdown on those too. Lil Nooch.
Yeah. Okay. So from my top 5 cold cuts, I'm gonna start with like the way you did from 5. I'm gonna start with porchetta.
Porchetta?
Porchetta. Porchetta. Fuck, that was a mort.
Is that
saying
what?
right there.
Yeah.
Do you
It's
like
North Burnaby
Do you
mort.
like the when it's a little deep fried there? You know
Yeah,
that deep fried
I like
is?
it almost
Yeah.
like
Crispy.
little crispy, you know.
Okay.
Number 4, I'm gonna go with the hot sopressat.
Mm-hmm.
Also, can't go wrong with that.
The subasad?
The sopressat. And then number 3, I'm gonna go more. Or no, was that 1? I said 2 so far.
Yep.
3.
You're on number 3 now.
Yeah. So number 3, I got Mortadella. For sure. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah.
And then my favorite is Genoa. Genoa Salam.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Got some.
That's my go-to.
The little pepper.
Yeah.
And you got the
little
you got the fat in there
Yeah.
too.
It's just like I could eat that like every day.
Yeah. Can we do a quick honorable mention too? Because I got one. It's most associated from back in the day when you're a kid. It's the Black Forest ham.
Oh yeah. I
Fuck,
remember
that is good.
Everyone
That's really
ate
good.
that.
Yeah.
The black ring.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
good. So good. With mustard. At Timmy's, they had it out for a little while.
But right now it's fucking sick.
We got the
yeah.
honey ham
Yeah,
in our
smoked,
house.
Yeah, honey ham is good too.
My kid loves
The
the
Black
honey
Forest
ham.
ham is like, it's so wet.
Yeah. So true with the black ring.
Yeah.
How is it so moisture? Like there's
Yeah,
so
I
much
don't know.
moisture in it.
I don't know. You have an
Soakage.
honorable mention? Anyone?
Honorable mention, maybe just like
I thought you were a Capicolo guy.
I was just gonna say a Capicolo.
Yeah.
That's what I forgot to say.
Um,
Capicola.
I don't
No,
I
you
don't
know,
normally
it's-
get it from a deli, but I do appreciate it when a friend of mine's, parents, they have their little cantina with the cold cuts hanging in. They slice their own capicolo or make their little sausage and stuff like that. The Mobilios make a dynamite capicolo.
Awesome. With a good pizza oven, I hear.
Oh,
Yeah.
deadly.
Just let the Goat fans know also, we're making Goat Radio wine that is brewing right now.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Vacation Steve has, we got the Goat Pietro.
He secured the grapes.
94, and he's just living to make wine.
Longevity.
Oh, man.
I heard something about tomato or paste or spaghetti sauce.
Yeah. Oh,
Is it
sugo?
absolutely.
Yeah,
Sata.
right?
Sugo
100%.
Sundays.
It's that and wine. That's it. That's how you get to 94 at least. and smoking for 80 years.
Yeah.
And
Glass of
still
wine.
still boozing.
What brand?
Just a
What brand of dart?
legend.
Longevity and
Just,
dartjevity.
Winegevity.
That's
Longevity.
it. That's
Yeah.
we need that on a t-shirt. Dartjevity.
Yeah. Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, guys, question 2. Okay, guys. Last week, the world lost a complete legend, Bob Barker. Okay? So, we had Tim who messaged us and he said, in honor of Bob, what is the GOAT game show? So, the GOAT game show. Guys, we grew up watching
Some good ones.
GOAT-worthy shows.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, Price is Right.
Price is wrong, Bob.
Yeah, when you think of Price is Right, you're at home, staying home from school, sick, watching it,
Oh yeah.
and makes you feel a bit better.
Way better.
Unreal. Okay, guys, what do you remember? What do you like? What do you currently like, or what's memorable? What's the GOAT?
I think the GOAT has to be Alex Trebek. You know what I mean? That's like
Another legend.
Yeah, just absolute
Okay.
GOAT. I know it's not
the GOAT host, because
Yeah.
he's up there.
Yeah.
Is it the GOAT game show?
If I think so for me.
up
Yeah,
there.
I think
Sure, it's up
so. Yeah, I think it's that one, and then it's
What is Jeopardy?
yeah. What is Alex Trebek and Jeopardy?
Yeah.
He was Canadian, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So he was. Yeah, that's. I think go with that. Wheel of Fortune, awesome.
Good thing about Wheel of Fortune is, talking about the hosts again, Pat Sajak, Vanna White.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that Vanna White.
They're going
remember
on-
Nelly's song?
Yeah.
Sitting next to Vanna White.
Hey, yeah, they're going on 39 years. They're the longest reigning GOAT hosts right now.
That's insane.
Yeah, he's
What's
going to
her name?
retire next
Vanna?
year.
Vanna White.
Vanna.
Vanna White, yeah.
There's some pretty good blooper clips too. Achilles.
Chili's.
That guy was a college student. He's like, I'd like to solve the puzzle. He's
Yeah.
like,
the mythical
yeah,
hero
of
Achilles.
Of Achilles. The guy's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Achilles.
South
You
Park
go to
did
college?
some funny ones
Yeah,
too.
South Park
of,
did some good ones.
That guy, that was a college edition.
Oh.
Like,
Yeah,
how
he's like from Stanford or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
mythological hero Achilles.
Gucci, do you have one that you liked?
Yeah. Yeah, for mine, growing up, I think for a lot of us too was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and yeah, I would say that one was like the top. Or what else do I have here? Yeah, I was gonna say Wheel of Fortune also. But
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire was like the first modern kind of
Yeah.
game show that came around.
But
Like,
it was nutty too.
yeah,
Like
the reason why
$1 million.
Yeah.
Like,
back then it was like
People,
nuts.
okay, prices right there, winning $1,000 or a
26K
boat
a car, yeah.
or a trip to wherever, and it was like, wow, we could win $1 million bones on a
Yeah.
game
Yeah.
show.
And not only that, it's like it was like knowledgeable. Like you learned watching that show.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? You got
Yeah.
to learn. And then
the fans could help you.
Yeah,
you
the
could
fans
call a
and the
buddy.
nuttiest moment I thought, like in TV moments, was when that guy called his dad for his it wasn't even. I think it might have been his last lifeline or one of them. He didn't even need to use them, and he just called his dad to tell him, "Hey, Dad, I'm gonna win $1 million."
I saw that was fucking
think that was
gangster.
nutty.
That was
Yeah.
fucking gangster. He's like, I already know.
Yeah.
I just wanted
He's
to
like,
say what's up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna win $1 million.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know in a
So-
million mil.
I think that's for me was one of the like the
That was
top
awesome.
for me.
That's great history right there. You just
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
for sure. Anything that comes to mind, Nucci?
Cash cab.
Cash Cab's like the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Sorry, dude. I'm just
Yeah.
fucking stealing.
Forgot
all
Well, I
about
mean,
that one.
you guys mentioned all the big ones. One that was just I thought about is Cash Cab. I mean, I took a couple Ubers yesterday. Just thinking about being in a taxi. Imagine you're going out with the fellas. You're going wherever to the Roxy back in the day, and there's 3 or 4 of you in there. All of a sudden, the things light up, and you can win $500, $600 for your tab for the night. Like, how
Should we do
cool
some
would
Go
that be?
Should we do Go Radio Cash Cab? And
I watched. We should do that.
Just drive around.
They did it in Vancouver, but they smoked someone, and then they
Oh,
a
they got rid of
pedestrian.
it.
They got rid of it. Yeah,
Wow.
but
I
also,
think they killed the person.
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
my God.
but also it was fucking bullshit because they screened all of the guys, so they would set them up on the corner,
Oh.
and then they would pretend to get in the cab and be like, and then it would because they had to screen everyone. They can't just throw everyone on TV.
guess.
There's like some like crazy
Yes.
fucking dude or whatever, like shit faced drunk. So it was all screened. That really fucking
Oh, I just
really
wish I didn't
ruined
hear
it.
that.
Yeah, it really ruined it for me after that.
there's some. I just want to highlight some others that we haven't talked about
Yes.
yet because, especially they're old school. They started the games. All right, it's the match game. You guys know the match game?
No.
For some of our older generation viewers, they know the match game by Gene Rayburn. He's a wicked ghost back in a host back in the day. Ghost.
What was it called again? Match? What?
Match game.
Match
And then
game,
there's
okay.
Pyramid.
Pyramid.
Pyramid is it's Michael Strahan does it right now.
Didn't it come back? It was
Yeah,
old-
Michael
old-
Strahan's doing it.
Oh, Michael Street. Oh, really?
And then the Newlywed Game with Bob Eubanks is good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Wow, those are.
And then guys, we're missing a
I feel like
few.
we're missing.
The one with Wayne Brady, I forget the name of it, but we talked about it off air.
Oh, they
let's make a deal. That's a cool one
That's
too.
Yeah, that's
it's fun.
newer-ish,
Yeah.
but it's still ledge.
And
Yeah.
then do you guys know who?
Sorry.
Do you guys know who Richard Dawson is?
Nope.
Okay, he's the original host of Family Feud.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
We forgot Family,
Family
Feud.
Feud.
And then
Oh,
Family
how dumb are
Feud.
we?
That guy, you got to watch
on.
highlights of this guy. He would kiss all the girls.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah,
Guy
all of
the
them.
guy before, what's his name? The black guy. What's his name?
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey before him.
Oh, way before him.
no,
way,
no,
way,
no,
way,
wait.
before
You're
him.
talking about-
That's what I'm saying. Before. Oh wait, it's even before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
the
you're talking
original.
about Louis.
Yeah. So
Louis, right?
Yeah, he kissed all the women.
I am talking
In the
about
mouth, too.
Richard.
Yummy.
Right in the mouth.
Yeah,
It
right in
was
the mouth.
awesome. We're gonna put some clips up for the GOAT fans because he's an absolute legend too, Richard Dawson. So guys, Family Feud,
Yes.
and it's funny. He would kiss the wives, and then the husband was just like, "The hell's
Like
going
clapping.
on?" Yeah, he was clapping. He was pumped. He was actually they were pumped for them. And then, guys, Howie Mandel, Deal or No Deal,
That's what. Yeah, I was just looking at that.
Deal or No Deal.
That's more modern, but it's still legendary.
Yeah.
And I think he probably stopped because he was such a germaphobe.
Yeah.
He couldn't touch anybody.
I remember
or
that. Yeah.
People were trying to hug him when they
Where's
won.
germaphobe?
Fist pounds like hell.
Fist pounds,
Yeah.
and that's it.
Yeah.
So
Deal or
guys,
No Deal is still very good. Probably one of the last good.
there's
Good
like
game shows.
You mentioned The Wall before.
I don't know. They're just so
But like to make a hit, like I think that was the last
They
one.
got to be on
Yeah.
the air for at least 5, 6, 7 years for
That's
even to
what
be
I mean,
considered.
to be
Like, you know what I
considered.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
like those are just like whatever.
Good point.
Flash
So
in the pan.
let's get into the GOATs right now.
Yeah.
And I think are we gonna all say Price is Right, Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune? They got tremendous longevity.
Yes.
They got GOAT hosts.
Any order, what doesn't really, like
They got GOAT hosts.
Yeah.
But you got to pick one.
I go Jeopardy just because, like Nucci was saying,
Yeah.
you learn some stuff, and the GOAT, Trebek.
Yeah.
I'll go Price is Right because that's probably the only one I would actually be able to compete in. Like if you watch this epi of Jeopardy now, like to try and answer, like
Okay.
Well, we're not playing them. We're
no,
just
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking like to how I would say mine is better, or the GOAT out of those three.
Yeah.
Is the one that I could actually
See
be on the
yourself.
thing and
That's
embarrass
fair.
myself.
Fair.
I got to ask you guys this. One episode of Jeopardy, how many questions are you getting right?
3.
3?
Depends if there's a sports.
Obviously depends on the topic, but
yeah.
what do you think you're getting generally if you just watch
0
it
to 3, depending if there's a sports thing.
Yeah.
Like
3
I would-
for yeah,
3 to
3
5.
for
3 to 5.
yeah,
3 or 5.
max.